Hi, let us discuss essay 701, communicate to the intended users, the users of the financial statement, the key audit matters in the audit report, essay 701. So, they are required to communicate in audit report. So, before moving into the section, let us understand the basic aspects of definition, key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters in the auditor's professional judgment were most significant in the audit of current year financial statement. Those critical matters which are in auditor's professional judgment were of significance that has to be communicated in auditor's report. Generally, the key audit matters are selected from the matters communicated with those charges with governance. What is the scope of this essay? What to communicate and what are the forms and content of such communication? The standards deals with communication. So, what to communicate to the intended users and what are the forms and content of those communications? What are the purpose it will serve by such communication? It enhances the cumulative value of auditor's report by providing greater transparency about audit. The significance matters are communicated will provide a transparency, nothing to hide, everything is communicated. So that is called a transparency level. That provide additional information to the intended users, the proposed future users of the financial statement to assist them in understanding the significant matters where most significant in auditor's opinion and professional judgment. What are the matters significant that has to be communicated to the users so that they will have a better understanding of those significant matters. To assist the intended users in understanding the entity, and the environment in which it operates, and the areas of the significant management judgment, accounting standard 540, accounting estimate in the audited financial statement. That is one more purpose, to provide an information about entity and the environment in which it operates, and also the significant accounting estimate. And key audit matters are not substitute for, it's not a super substitute for disclosure in financial statements that applicable as per applicable FRF is not a substitute for expressing an opinion when required by the auditor in accordance with SA 705. It is not a substitute for reporting 570 when material uncertainty exists that casts significant doubt about entity's ability to continue as a going concern and not a separate opinion on individual matters. This will be dealt separately. SA 570 deals with material matters, key matters. SA 705 deal with key matters that will be tackled, deal with the concerned essays. Applicability, this is the important area. Audit of completed set of financial statement of listed entity by default. It will be applicable. Auditor has to communicate in audited report following the basis of opinion paragraph. The circumstances when the auditor otherwise decided to communicate key audit matters in the auditor's report. Some compelling circumstances which leads for the disclosure of key audit matters or laws and regulations required to communicate the key audit matters in the auditor's report. Specific provisions under SA 705 revised which prohibit auditor from communicating the key audit matters when auditors disclaim an opinion unless such reporting is required by laws and regulations. when the auditor already disclaimed an opinion due to lack of sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. In such circumstances, auditor should not disclose the key audit matters otherwise required by the laws and regulation to disclose the key audit matters. The objective of the auditor to determine what are the key audit matters, having formed an opinion on financial statement, communicate those matters by describing them into the auditor's report. Determine what are the key audit matters and communicate those matters through the auditor's report to the intended users of financial statement. Determining key audit matters. Auditor shall determine from the matters communicated with TCWG. Key audit matters are selected from the communication with those charged with governance, those matters that require significant auditor's attention in performing audit. What are the matters? First, the high assessed risk of material misstatement or significant risk identified in accordance with SA 315. They require more auditor's attention. These are the significant matter. Matter number 2, as per SA 540, significant auditor's judgment relating to the areas in financial statements that involve significant management judgment. For an example, accounting estimate. The effect of audit of significant events or transactions that has occurred during the period. The litigation. Previous year there was any litigations. Current year the judgment was coming. So those events and transactions as covered under SA 501. Also a key audit matter. Communicating key audit matter. Auditor shall describe each key audit matter, how auditor communicate using an appropriate subheading, point by point, a separate sections following the basis of opinion of the auditor under the heading key audit matters. What are the language? Introductory language of the auditor report shall state that these are the matters of communication. This way auditor communicate. Key audit matters are those matters that in auditor's professional judgment were of most significant in audit of financial statement of current period. This has to be mentioned in introductory paragraph. These matters were addressed in the context of audit of financial statement as a whole and informing an opinion on the financial statement. Auditor does not provide a separate opinion on the key audit matters. Why? Because it is already an integral part of financial statement. Auditor express an opinion on financial statement as a whole, not separate. Key audit matter is not a substitute for expressing a modified opinion. Modification of opinion covered under SA 705 has to be deal with the whatever mentioned in SA. It is not a substitute. Description of individual KAM. How to describe, how to communicate. Why the matter was considered to be one of the most significant in audit and therefore determined to be the key audit matter, the individual audit matter. Why auditor adopted those matters as key audit matters. That rationale has to be mentioned in the auditor's report. How the matter was addressed in the audit. There was a key audit matter and how the auditor addressed those important matters. Then there are certain circumstances, though it is a key audit matters, will not be included in auditor's report. First reason, laws and regulations preclude the public disclosure about the matter. If the laws and regulations preclude or based on auditor's professional judgment that the adverse consequence of communicating the matter would reasonably be expect to overweigh the public interest benefit. If it is harm the public interest benefit according to auditor's professional judgment or laws and regulations preclude, these are the two circumstances auditor report will miss key audit matter. Interaction between key audit matters and other elements of auditor's report. A matter giving rise to a modified opinion or material uncertainty relating to the events or conditions that may cast significant doubts on entity's ability to continue as a going concern. These are the matters deals with the concerned essay. It will be interact with those matters separately. It is not included in key audit matters. Going concern matter, there is a disclosure which is following after the basis of opinions separately. These two matters are excluded. SA 705, what are the matters mentioned will be deal with as per SA 705, modification of opinion, and going concern will be deal separately with the SA 570. And what are the forms and content of key audit matter sections in the other circumstances? If the auditor determines that there are no key audit matters to communicate, or that only the key audit matters are as per SA 570 or SA 705, then auditor shall include a statement to that effect. There is no key audit matter other than those mentioned in SA 570 and SA 705. That will be the wording. Communicating with those charges with governance. The auditor shall communicate those matters that auditor has determined to be key audit matters which are intended to communicate through the auditor's report. These are the matters to be communicated with those charges with governance. The matters that require significant auditor's attention, these are the matters documented. And the basis for the auditors, rationale for the auditor determine as to whether or not each of these key matters are important. Where applicable, the rationale for the auditor's determination that there are no key audit matters to communicate in the auditor's report, that has to be documented. If there is yes, that has to be documented. If there is no, that has to be documented. Where applicable, auditor's rationale for auditor's determination not to communicate. Some situation it prohibit. For communication, public communication, that matter has to be documented. This is our small discussions about SA 705, SA 701. Thank you for watching the video and have a nice day ahead.